Hey there. So today I want to talk about what we did when one of my clients was not getting people to click the buy button. She had one of those terrible launches where it was all crickets and no one purchased. But we changed some things for the second time around, and I want to talk about what we did to actually get people to click buy this time. And hopefully you can use some of these secrets too. So let's get to it.
Welcome to the Course Creators HQ podcast, helping you navigate the latest techniques for creating and marketing online courses. And now, here is your host, Julie Hood.
Hey, welcome. We are talking about marketing challenge number 8, which is why no one's clicking the buy button for your online course. And I'm so glad you're here. This is episode 241, and I will link to the show notes. You can go to coursecreatorshq.com/241 and grab the ChatGPT prompt and get the rest of the show notes. And then I'm going to link to some similar episodes. So lots of good stuff for you today. And I hope this will inspire you, even if you're not excited about the topic that I'm telling you about today. So let me back up just a little bit in that to start off this story. So one of my clients did a launch, and she did this gorgeous sales page using a template and sort of filled it in. And it was one of those that's really nicely laid out. And she filled it in, and it looked gorgeous, but no one purchased. So then this time around, I said, hey, here's what I want you to do. On your sales page for the next launch of your course, I want you to do it this way. And I have a very, very specific layout that I have my clients use. There's a lot to it. It's not hard, but there is some specific things that you have to do. And she was not excited because, let me tell you, it's not gorgeous. It's not pretty. But let me tell you, this sales page works. And I got this layout from a previous client who was super successful with their sales pages. So we're just using a similar format, obviously changing the words to fit and, not copying, but just using a similar format. And this time she got a lot more sales. Now, we did some other things too, so we can't just say that it was the sales page, but I do think it was part of the package and part of what made it work. So if you're having trouble with this, there's some things that you can do, and I wanted to talk about this today because if your sales page is not working for you, there's a couple of really specific things that you can do to help it work better, and a couple things that I want you to remember. So a high converting sales page does one thing really, really well for the people who are reading it. It speaks to your dream client like you know them inside and out. They are recognizing themselves as they are reading. They are reading your story, maybe even multiple stories, and going, oh, that's me. Yes, I want to get there. They are being able to project themselves forward to the outcome that you're going to give them. So it's not just the current status or the status quo or the 15 modules with the 27 video lessons. That's not what converts. You need to think less about the features and the modules and think more about, here's your problem. I understand it. I get it. This is how I can help you. This is where I'm going to take you. Here's what you'll walk away with, and let's do this together. So there's lots of different ways to get that messaging across, but using some really good, or at least one really good real story about either yourself or a client that helps people picture it is one way to get going. But you want to get a hold of this vibe of, here's where I'm going to take you. and really good, really fantastic sales messaging. It's very clear, it's very conversational, and it's very focused on where you're going to be, where you're going to take someone. Not as much on how you're going to get them there, although you do want a little of that, because your left-brained, very technical folks, they will want to know. But put that further down. Like, the stuff at the top has to be the messaging around what you're going to share and how the story around what you're helping them with. So if you ever sat down with a blinking cursor and you're trying to put together a sales page and you're like, what do I even say? Do people even read this? Don't worry, you're not alone. There are some things that can help. And you don't have to be a fully trained copywriter to write out something that sells, but you do need to have some structure around it. And I've got a whole program that I teach on this, but I'm going to give you a few of the things to work on today so that will help you get started. And then I hope you'll jump in to our Launchpad coaching, because this is where we work on things like this, like really jazzing up your sales page to make it work. So if you're trying to turn that sales page into a yes machine where people are clicking the buttons and jumping on board and jumping into your course, here are a few things I want you to be thinking about. Number one, and probably most important, or at least second important, somewhere at the top, is that headline. You've got to have a headline that grabs their attention, makes them go, oh, really? Can you really do that? Oh, I want that. If you can really do that, I want it. So here's a quick ChatGPT prompt that you can use to help you with your headline. Type in, give me 10 persuasive headlines to sell my online course to a specific audience, so whoever it is that you're trying to reach. The course helps them to, and then put in the outcome. Where are you taking them? And see what kinds of things you get. You may need to do several iterations of this, have it rewrite, put in some more details, and you'll notice we are not putting the name of the course in this headline. The headline is just to convert people. It's just to grab their attention, just to make them go, oh, I've got to know more. I'm really interested. Wonder what they're talking about. I wonder how they do this. And then you're going to continue on in the sales page, talking more about how you get people from where they are today to where they want to be on the other side of your course. You also want to have lots of buy buttons. So you never know which of the things that you are talking about are going to actually convert someone. So we spread the buy buttons out so that they are not having to scroll all the way to the top or scroll all the way to the bottom. And I will tell you, this is one of the questions I get the most, is do people actually read these long sales letters? So here's the answer to this. Yes and no. So the yes part is the folks who are really intrigued, the ones who are 100% curious, they read everything. They keep going. And if you write the sales page so it keeps guiding them to the next sentence, to the next sentence, to the next sentence, they are more likely to read it. However, there are other people who do not read the whole thing, but these are our skimmers and our scanners. And so they're going to be skimming through your sales page, looking at your headlines, looking at your subheadlines, looking at the bullet points that you list, looking at what can they kind of glean quickly from the page, and they want to find your price. Don't hide your pricing. Put your price in there. It doesn't have to be right at the top, but make sure you get the price in there. And then add in the specifics about what they're getting for that price. So some people call this a value stack, and I like for it to list the different pieces of the puzzle so that they can see it's not just a course. Here is the complete offer that I'm putting together and how much it's going to be for you. And then you want to have your picture on there. You want to have a little bit of description about you. Not a ton, but enough to where they feel that they have gotten to know you a bit. You need a few testimonials. Hopefully you've got some of those. If not, when you do your beta launch, you can work on that and actually pull together a few testimonials that you can stick in there. And then at the end, make sure you have a PS that sort of wraps everything up and is the bow on the top of the package that explains what your course is and how it's going to help people. So I hope that I've given you in this very, very short episode some ideas that you can use to help make your course even better and help get the sales. So you've put in all the effort, you've created the course, but now let's get that sales page to really shine and pull in the right people. So there are a lot more details to this. Granted, this was just a kind of a teaser preview episode. So if you want to get the full sales page course, be sure to jump into the Launchpad coaching, and I will leave that link in here for you. And then remember, this is my last little tip for you. The formatting does matter. It needs to be easy to read and easy to pull out the key pieces of the puzzle and then help the whole page flow. So I hope I've inspired you to make some changes, or at least think about what your sales page includes and how you could make it even better. And then be sure to catch the related episodes in the show notes, coursecreatorshq.com/241 for either the Launchpad link, or I'm going to link to the other episodes where I talk more about sales pages. We've had a few in the past. So lots and lots of good stuff for you this week. I hope you're having a fantastic summer and staying cool. We are melting this week, so I'm ready for fall already. Got a few more months to go, but hopefully this episode has helped you out and given you some food for thought. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. Thanks for following and subscribing and sharing. Anytime you see somebody say, hey, what podcast are you listening to? If you can tell them about this one, I'd really, really appreciate it. I do my little happy dances every time I get to check out the stats and see new listeners. So I appreciate you. Thanks for listening to the end, and have an incredible week. We will catch you next time.